I am here with Julian and Jacob, and I'm going to call them J and J, but we are here at Overtime Men's Health. Dun, dun, dun. It makes me think of sports, right?
Yeah.
Does it make you think of sports?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that how you came up with the name?
So we came up with the name to signify giving you more time back, right? Overtime, hourglass. We want to send your youth, your peak years into overtime, much like how when a hockey game goes into the fifth quarter, you're going to overtime, right?
There
Giving
you
you
go.
your time back.
Do you have like buzzers here, like if is that? But I think we need
You know,
it.
it's something we've thought about implementing, actually, like a button whenever someone gets on with a package.
Yeah, it's like ding, you did it. Like way to go, right?
Exactly.
Performance. You guys are all about performance. Were you athletes, like when you were young?
Yeah, both of us grew up in sports, and we ended up being in high performance jobs afterwards. This was really where we got the idea for the whole company. And from there, everything's been about optimizing performance, physical, mental, emotional, and all pillars.
So you were both really great salespeople. You were like building other companies and decided, you know what, let's team up, let's build this together. What do you love best now about what you do, Julian?
The most satisfying part about what I do now is getting the messages from the hundreds of guys that we help saying, you've changed my life for the better. I have my time, my energy back, and I'm performing at a way better rate than I ever could have beforehand. So that's hands down the most gratifying part.
Well, it's kind of like coaching and kind of like, organized sports then, right? I mean, it's all about a team effort here, which I can tell from when I walked through the threshold. It's like you guys were having this big team meeting. I was like, I like your culture. I like your vibe. What do you find most joyful? Like the people that are the testimonials, I guess. Like, how does that make you feel knowing that you truly are making a difference in their lives?
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a better feeling in the world than getting a message from someone who needed the help. And them saying, look, you've helped my marriage, you've helped my relationships, you've helped me be a better man. That's what we're about in every realm.
You guys have good posture. I think I can is that part of it? You were saying that it's 3 things. I want to try to remember them right. I know I'm going to mess it up, Julian. So what is it? It's focus.
5 pillars of male excellence.
Okay.
So everybody thinks with male excellence, you think just physical, right? But there's a lot more that goes into it. You've got physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, just to name a few here. And we really try to encompass and embody all of those in all of our treatments. So helping guys not only just look better, but feel better, perform better, think better, have better relationships. That was the 5th one I messed out.
Okay.
All encompassing here to help guys just become better.
Good. Go team overtime. So I'm here in this physical location, but I found out that you don't actually have to physically come here because what's happening? What are you on the brink of doing?
You got the little undercover expose. Within the next 30 days, the plan here is to be live in all 50 states across the country. Our biggest issue right now, and it's a great issue to have, is we can't service everybody that wants our help. We get messages from all over the country, guys asking, can I get your service? I'm in Texas, I'm in California. And we've had to say no. But going forward, we're actually going to be able to service via telehealth people all over the country.
Great. It's going to be like everyday heroes, some athletes, some professional actors, like any walk of life. I guess you have to be at least 21 to participate, correct? Is there like an age limit to what you're able to help with? Okay, but 21 and up.
Yep, pretty much.
In shape, out of shape, horrible shape, backward shape, you can help them.
So we do a free testosterone test to start for anybody over 23.
Okay.
And then for anyone under 23 but over 18, they would have to pay for that just because most of those guys, we want to make sure that they're not coming in here and wasting resources just for time's sake. But for the guys 23 and up, which are the ones that mainly qualify for the service anyways, do that absolutely free for them.
Lovely. Why is testosterone such a big deal, right? I'm like, I don't overtime, T, right? What is it about the T?
Yeah, it's been on the decline for years, and it seems like nobody in the medical industry has been talking about it. And just from our own experience, going in and testing our own levels, coming to find, the enlightenment for me was I went into a clinic very similar to ours. At the time, I could bench 315 pounds.
Really?
You would never assume I had low testosterone. Come to find out, I'm clinically low, right?
Really? Okay.
And I started thinking, gosh, if I have that issue, how many other guys are dealing with the exact same thing that aren't in as good a shape, that aren't eating the way I'm eating and doing all these things? Come to find out, it's low across the board. And we've tested thousands of patients here. You would not believe if I showed you, I can't because of HIPAA, but you would not believe if I showed you the stats on mostly younger guys that are coming in with clinically low testosterone that don't even know it.
Okay. Where does testosterone come from? Is it something that we normally create in our bodies? So it's not like from the sunshine. It's not like a vitamin like that or, okay.
So if we go back 100 years ago, most men were producing sufficient, if not high levels of testosterone. Even more if we go back further than that. What we found today is most men, specifically younger men, because they're exposed to so many environmental toxins, microplastics, and chemicals in our food and water, their hormones are suppressed. And they don't even realize it. That's the craziest part. They'll come in here, they think that they're living absolutely normal lives, come to find out they have extremely low testosterone. And when they do get optimized, they now see what it's like to live on the other side. So you ask the importance of the molecule testosterone, and really for men, it's what gives men their drive. It's really the reason why men are motivated to do anything and build anything in society, is because they have that drive from the testosterone. So when it's low and they don't realize it, they're lazy, they're addicted to their phones, they play video games all day long, they're lazy. When it's high, they go and accomplish amazing things. So that's really the most gratifying part, is helping guys realize that and help fix it.
To be optimal.
To be optimal.
At
That's what we
overtime.
call it.
Optimal at overtime. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to be going on a great tour. I'm excited. Let's go.
Let's do it.
And what do we have here?
Right here we have our consult room. This is where the magic happens. Come on inside.
All right. How are you?
Welcome.
Nice to see you. So tell us what your connection is here to overtime.
Yes, okay, so my name's Sean Works. I'm the lead medical officer here. I oversee all medical care for the patients. Okay, so I function as a PA, but I write all the protocols, do all the treatments, do all the procedures, sign off on all the scripts, do all the medical procedures in-house that we do here at Overtime.
Now, PA is a physician's assistant. What is a PA? And how do you have to, what do you have to know in order to, have the stethoscope? Because that's pretty cool.
So yeah, PA is a physician assistant. So we do our bachelor's and then we do a medical master's degree, right? And so we function basically as a medical provider or doctor or nurse practitioner, in a sense that we practice an outpatient therapy. We diagnose, treat, write prescriptions, do procedures, and do treatment plans with the patients.
Lovely. When you got your stethoscope, what was that day like for you? When you got your a real, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have the Fisher Price doctor kit and things like that, but this is the real deal.
Yeah, so is that when you get your white coat and you get your official stethoscope, because you always get a small one in school, right?
Okay.
And but when you invest in one of the real Littman stethoscopes or a cardiology stethoscope, that kind of shows that now you're actually, your care and the way you're going to touch the lives of patients that you're working with is going to make an impact on their life.
Headed back this way, we're going to head into 2 mirror image exam rooms. They're exactly the same. You can follow me right in here. So this is the first point of contact people are going to see as soon as they're ready to start their process. So after they get checked in through the front, they're going to come back here, get their blood drawn. This is where everything gets sent back into our in-house lab, where we can do all their blood work to analyze things like their hormone levels and give them an idea on what it's going to be like going forward with us and if they need treatment.
Right, so this is a chill out room, but also I see you've got these poles. What are these for?
The poles are mainly for IV drip therapy. So one of the things we offer here are things like NAD. Myers cocktails are super popular for immune. So while people are getting their drips, some of these can take anywhere from 30 minutes, some of them up to even 4 hours. So we had to make it comfortable. So we got these state-of-the-art massage chairs, created kind of a home theater atmosphere here so that everybody can be comfortable while they're sitting in the kitchen.
Okay,
Yeah, try it out here. Let's get you set up.
Okay.
The main way we've gotten around talking about the taboo subject of TRT and then even things like ED is simply by making content and being vulnerable on the internet ourselves.
Okay.
We spend, and if you look through some of our content, we'll make videos either making fun of ourselves or talking about topics that usually aren't talked about online, like erectile dysfunction, and then making it seem like, listen, there's nothing wrong with you. There's tons of other guys that have the same exact things and same exact symptoms that you're experiencing. It's totally normal, and it's actually cool to get that taken care of, because who doesn't want to perform better? Let's say the guy doesn't actually have ED, but he just wants to perform 2, 3, 5% better.
Okay.
That is exactly our guy. That way that everybody that comes in, they're not looked at like, oh, there's something wrong with him. No, that guy just wants to be top tier. And that's with everything we do here, including things like ED. And Jacob and myself included have both, I can assure you, gotten the treatments. They work, and they do bring you to the top tier level. So
One of the other impressive things you guys do here is I found out that you help male baldness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Microneedling. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how does that work?
So we're actually able to microneedle things like platelet-rich plasma and stem cells right into the dermis, right into the scalp. And what that does is that actually helps re-stimulate the hair follicles and then elongate them to go ahead, restart the new hair cycle so the guys can go ahead and get their hair back. It's cool stuff.
So when you're completely clean off, Mr. Clean style, you got no hair left, you probably are beyond hope. You probably got to start flying a turkey.
Okay.
But if you're just starting to go thin, or like for me, I started to get it back here
Yeah, a little bit of receding.
when we were opening the business. There was a lot of stress, but I had to.
Oh, man.
But if you see now, my hairline's almost all the way back, and that was only after a couple months. So anything we can do to, most guys will try to stop hair loss. That's helpful, but we can actually promote new hair growth. That's the biggest difference. Is we can microneedle your own hair to come back out of your own scalp.
And on your website, people that can get information right there from the get-go, right?
Absolutely. Everything is available on our website. And by the time you are watching this, nationwide telemedicine will be live. So in all 50 states, most of the services here that can be shipped to your door will be able to starting now.
Now, I asked you guys if you danced. Do you dance? You said yes, you would.
Yeah,
All right, let's rock it
Donna,
out.
I'll dance just for you.
All right, there we go. Hey, you guys, you know what? It is overtime. You guys have a jingle?
We can work on it. We need a little copper tone style.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Could be fun. Could be fun. Okay, overtime, Men's Health. Check them out. Be well. We just broke for crew lunch and it was delicious. And our next guests are the reason why. Joining us once again are those wonderfully famous people for making their amazing empanadas. It is Moe and Angie from Angie's Empanadas. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello,
Thanks
hello,
for having
hello.
us again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Wow. So I just found out though today that you do more than empanadas.
Yes.
Okay, but let's talk about the empanadas first. Everything's delicious. The crust, the filling. Is there like a secret to the crust? Like what makes an Angie's empanada like so delicious?
Well, it's the integrity that you put into your food, the love that you put into your food.
Okay.
People would love to eat what they pay for. And so we're customers as long as the makers. So I love to eat them as well. And there's no better way eating and being happy with what you have, what you paid for. So yes.
Quality matters.
Quality matters.
Quality matters. So it's actually the ingredients plus the love that
Yes.
goes into an
Yes.
Angie's empanada.
And yes. Yes.
The flavors, the profile of the different flavors, what are some of the things that you have? You have beef and cheese, chicken and cheese. You have some traditional things, but you also come up with these like wild,
So the wild ones, the wildest one is the Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Come Thanksgiving
oh,
time.
Oh, Angie maybe has her own choice. Okay, you go with that. You say the Thanksgiving. Tell me about that.
So my favorite is the
Right.
Thanksgiving dinner. Come around Thanksgiving time, you'll know to ask for the Thanksgiving dinner, and you get a Thanksgiving meal inside of an empanada.
Lovely. And how about you? What's one of your favorites?
I feel that is either mushroom or jackfruit.
Okay, mushroom or
Yes.
jackfruit. What about the s'mores ones? You guys also have desserty kind of flavors.
Rainbow cookies empanada.
That's the good one.
Yes.
The
The
rainbow
guava
cookie.
and cheese is another one.
Which one?
The guava and cheese.
Guava and cheese. So
Yeah.
there's so
Traditional.
many. So we're not just talking about your standard empanadas. We're talking about delicious options, different
Yes.
kind of fun choices. You do a lot of catering. And I just found out you also do platters.
Yes.
So, and you do Cuban sandwiches or cubanos. So tell us about that. What are the other things?
So the Cuban sandwich, I started last year,
Okay.
and it just took off like one of the best things that we
Wow,
have.
really?
And so shortly after that, we were voted best empanadas and
Yay.
best Cuban sandwich
Yay.
this year.
And now that was with a credit union, and now they go by 4-leaf, right?
they go by 4-leaf,
Now they go by
yes.
4-leaf. So
Yes.
great organization, a great credit union
Mm-hmm.
that supports a lot of things. One of the things that they've supported are these best ofs, and you've won best of twice.
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now,
Thank you.
I also found out, Angie, that since your last visit, I'm just getting emotional. You're doing this full time.
Yes.
You got rid of your day gig and made
Yes.
your side hustle your
Full time.
Congratulations to both of you.
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you.
Thank you.
What was
Thank
that
you.
moment of freedom for you like? What happened? Did you just say, hey,
Nerve-wracking.
by the way, 2 weeks and I'm out the door? No, what happened?
No, it was a year process.
Okay.
I had told my full-time job that last year, March 31st, 2025, will be my last year work.
Okay.
And it's because of we grew so much in 2024 that both doing full-time job, it was really a lot of work.
Okay.
And doing the food truck as well. So this is going to be the year that is going to show us how it is doing full time,
Wonderful.
the food truck, and we're looking forward.
I'm happy for you both.
Yeah.
I really am. You've been together, you've been married, what is it, 29 years? Almost 30?
29 years.
Congratulations. It's so wonderful to have you both here once again. And I know you were kind enough to feed our crew. Our crew was all excited. We're like, Angie's empanadas today. And they're like, yay.
Yeah, that was lovely. That was lovely.
So we appreciate all the effort that it goes into what it
Thank
is to
you.
build something like this, to
Thank
build a
you.
marriage, to build a company, you know, to be
Yes.
successful,
Yeah.
to be able to get rid of your day gig when you're working for somebody else to work for
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully I'll go next.
Okay.
Within the next year, we'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Yes, right.
But in the meantime, what brings you pleasure when you're like going out there and you're feeding like the clients and going to their parties? I mean, you've catered things at my home, you know,
Yes.
before. So,
It's hard work doing this business. The food business is hard work.
okay.
The best thing, the most gratifying thing is to hear everyone come back and say how good it was, their experience, how it brought them back to their childhood. Things like that, it makes everything all that hard work just goes away.
And the
it's worth it.
sauces too. You make your sauces?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And they go from mild to
Yeah. So my empanadas, I always say, they're good the way they are,
Right.
without any sauces. But you know, some people like sauces. To each his own. That's fine.
Okay, a little bit of
know?
something, something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had the chili one today, like the
Sweet
sweet,
Thai
chili.
chili.
The sweet Thai
and I
chili?
mixed it with a little bit of the ranch. So you can kind of like mix that
You
as
can mix
well.
it. Yes.
Mix,
Yes.
right?
Angie always asks,
Right?
everybody to mix the sauces. She's always having
Yeah,
people do
really?
things.
It's fun. It's really
Yeah,
fun. It's fun to eat the empanadas. It's fun to have you here. Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
Thank you.
What's one piece of advice that you would like to give an entrepreneur if they're going into like the food truck business?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do maybe wrong or right that you would like to tell somebody about?
Well, don't give up.
Okay.
There's always that threshold where you think you'll never reach, and it'll come. You'll get there. You'll get there. When it comes to the trucks, do your homework.
Okay.
Do your homework on the trucks. Have it built out.
You need it to be like mechanically sound, I guess, and everything. Is that why?
First and
Okay.
foremost, mechanically sound, because it's what pushes everything. Once
Got
the
it.
engine goes, everything goes.
Okay, because then,
Do your homework.
then they're coming to you for the empanadas
Right.
instead of you going to them with the
Right.
empanadas, right?
Right, but just stick with it.
I
Stick
think
it
that's
out.
good advice. I remember there have been times too where I thought that the show grew as much as it could possibly grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would never have thought that 17 years later or 18,000 guests later
That's
that I'd
amazing.
still be doing it, but it still feels fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess as long as something still
Yes.
feels good and joyful for you, just keep going.
So we can tell that you love doing what you do.
Right.
I've commented a few of your posts where I was just ecstatic with the people that you had on, and I was, I just love, you're doing great.
Thank you.
And
And your
thank you for
staff.
having us.
And your
Thank you
staff.
for having us.
No, you're so very welcome, and I appreciate you because taking care of my crew is the utmost important thing. You know,
You have a
'cause
great staff.
I do, right?
You have a
You got
great
to meet
staff.
Anthony Sabino today,
Yes,
right?
yes, he's
So,
great.
Good people doing good things. I
Yeah.
celebrate you. Congratulations on being the best of. You're probably
Thank
not
you.
just
Thank you.
best of
Thank
here
you.
on Long Island. You're probably best of the world. So
Aw.
enter one of those competitions, right?
Yeah.
The best empanadas
Yeah.
in the world.
Staying
So-
happy, staying humble,
Yeah.
being true to yourself,
Yeah.
and being true to your customers, your peers,
It's all
your
that
friends.
matters.
It's all that matters.
Yes.
Bring peace around, and you'll get everything back.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for being here.
Let's not forget to
Yes.
thank everyone, the customer, the new followers, the new people that come through our truck, the people that make this possible for us
Yeah.
to win. They are the one that keep us going.
Absolutely.
And we just want to say thanks to everybody.
Yeah, me too.
Thank
Right?
you.
Thanks to the audience. Thank you
Yes.
for the people. Yeah,
Yes.
it's all about that.
Yes.
Oh gosh, guys. All right. Thank you for joining me
Thank
here
you.
once
Thank
again. Stay tuned for more. If you've had a dream, a vision, you want to own a food truck business, just reach out to Moe and Angie. I'm sure that they're going to give you great advice. They'll help you. They'll mentor you along the way because they're that type of giving person. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for more. Sometimes even small, intimate weddings deserve a wedding planner. Joining us us now is Ikiya, and she specializes in planning intimate weddings. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. And the title of your company is Intimate Occasions by Ikiya.
It sure is.
Lovely. You started this company 5 years ago.
Yes.
What made you decide to do it?
So the spur of the pandemic, truthfully, because at that time they had shut down so much of everything, and weddings anywhere, it just wasn't possible to happen. So I was thinking, why not focus on smaller weddings? It's what we're going to have to kind of pivot to in those times. And it's actually become a not recent trend, but since then it's become more popular.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing. I love that. And it was a perfect niche because I myself had an intimate wedding.
You did? How many people?
50.
50.
50.
Okay. So is it like 100 and under? Like, where's your break-off point?
It is. So 100 and under is the general kind of guest count that you look for an intimate wedding. And then 50 and under is what you call a micro wedding, but that's more recent in the past few years, but generally under 100.
Lovely. So congratulations. So are you're married, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's happened, right? How did you get engaged? What was that moment?
So, it was very simple. I have never been one of those girls who want any kind of public anything.
Okay.
So it was very small in my mom's house. We had already talked about it, and I already knew I wanted to get my own ring. So I got my own ring. And when it finally arrived, and I was like, oh my gosh, and he was like, well, we have to do the moment. And he did it right there in the living room with my mom there.
Amazing.
And yeah, it just happened. It was perfect.
Okay, now what was it about your bling that you wanted to pick out for yourself? Like, what was it about that?
I've always loved weddings.
Okay.
Always. So I, as a little girl, had a folder of the type of wedding rings that I would want. And of course it's differed since then, but I just knew I wanted something unique. I knew I wanted something different, and I knew I didn't want to spend a ton of money. So
okay, you wanted to have the look, but at an affordable price for you.
yeah, and
Great.
something just personally that I loved. I loved the look of it, and I love my husband. Not sure he would have been able to pick my ring though.
Perfect. So you're actually a bride or a groom's best friend, is what I hear from you, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what you're doing is you're really there to be like, okay, let me tell you how it is, and this is what you can do, and this is how you can have an amazing experience, right, on any type of budget.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So whether it's a big budget, small budget, but as long as it's under 100 guests, you're the person to handle it all.
That
Lovely.
is, yes.
So I liked, because I was reading some research and it says, let's grab a frozen margarita and plan your intimate wedding. Okay, so you just want to meet with them, kind of customize something. What's one of the most unique things you've ever implemented at an intimate wedding where you were just like, wow, that turned out so great?
Let me see. I actually have an upcoming wedding that is doing one of the most unique things that I've seen. They're having a micro wedding, 16 guests, and they're thinking about having a magician show up for their wedding and do like an hour-long show for their 16 guest wedding. Because
Wonderful.
The groom, he's a magician. Okay. So he's in that world, and I thought that was so perfect and so unique. I had never heard of a magician for a wedding. That's awesome, and it ties so well into their love story, and that's really what you want for an intimate wedding.
The magic of love.
The magic of love, the uniqueness of you guys together, the celebration of it all. That's what you want.
Fabulous. So do you also help them find a venue? Is it like everything from the moment they begin the planning all the way to the end?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a few different packages, but it's the industry standard is typically wedding management, which is day of coordination, and that's where you're more hands-off. The couple plans their own, selects their venue, selects their vendors, their design, all of that good stuff, and you jump in to help them coordinate.
Making sure that the florist has got the boutonnieres and just whatever.
Exactly.
Somebody needs a hem sewn.
Exactly.
Right.
Hiding all the little wedding emergencies, all of those little things.
So that's day of.
That's day
So you
of.
offer day of, and you also offer everything.
And yes, so we also offer everything, and that you're there from the beginning. That's the full service package, and you're there to help you select the venue, go to venue visits, decide on them. Vendors, kind of curate your own special vendor list. Create a design that is totally unique to you guys, one of my favorite parts of wedding planning. And then, of course, that also includes the coordination of the day.
Sounds like fun. I used to belong to I used to do Joey and Mary's Irish Italian wedding dinner theater. So every weekend it was like a wedding. I mean, it was scripted, but it was still so much fun because I got to dance. You know, we got to eat the cake. It was a lot of fun.
All the fun parts.
All the fun parts.
Yeah.
Very nice to have you here. Thank you so much. You made me laugh before we started rolling because you said to me, and it's the first time any guest has ever said this, you looked at me, you said, you know, Donna, like, you have the similar personality, and if I was a talk show host, I guess I would be you, right?
That would be me,
I love
absolutely.
that. It was really nice to meet you, Ikiya. Stay tuned for more. We're living it up. And if I had a different job, I'd want her job. I could be your wedding planner for your intimate occasion.
Honored.
Be well. Bye, guys. Lights, camera, action, and click. Joining us now are Krystyna and Chelsea, and we are going to be talking about wedding photography, and they are with Marco Photography. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good, thank you so much.
So you kind of grew up in the business, right? You were working for Marco, and what happened?
So basically, Marco took us in as apprentices. We have been working with him for some years. He initially just had us on as lighting assistants and then brought us up in not just photography, but on the business sides in hopes that one day we would take it over.
And that's what happened.
And that's what happened.
My goodness. Krystyna, did you think he was like joking when he said someday I want this all to be yours?
Yeah, well, when we first started, like, it was so kind of like unserious. And then when he was getting ready to actually retire, he kept on bringing it up more and more. And we were like, yeah, like we do want to do it. We work so well together. So we definitely wanted to go ahead and like pursue it.
Congratulations. So you're shooting with professional cameras, the cameras that he kind of trained you to do in f-stop and things like that, right? So it's a skill. You have a skill.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And you love what you do.
Oh, we enjoy it. Honestly, working with the brides and the grooms and the families of everyone, you just see like this is going to be the happiest day of their lives months before it ever happens. And it's just so nice to be a part of that.
And that's when they should really onboard with you, right? Months before the date actually happens. Because a lot of planning goes into it. You don't just like, you're not like a cookie cutter photography studio. You customize everything, right?
Exactly.
What is prevalent these days? What's happening? What's new? You know, like wedding photography, obviously like any other wedding vendor, it's grown, it's changed, it's evolved, right? So what are people asking for now?
So once they start looking for their photographers, people are just starting to ask themselves, like, what style are we going for? Because in terms of that, you know, people are starting to revert back to even direct lighting, get that 20s feeling back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So like a vintage look is in now?
Yes.
Again?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And how do you go about doing that? Do you do like a pre-bridal portrait ahead of time? You know, or like what are some of the offerings that you have?
So basically what we like to do is offer a pre-engagement session. So then that way we can work directly with the couple. They get a feel for our direction. They can input their own ideas. And, you know, the day of the wedding, everything is bang, bang, boom. We know what we want to do.
That's awesome. Do you have backup cameras? Have you ever? Yeah, exactly. That's the same. You know, you never know, right? And are you shooting with film or all digital?
So we're shooting with all digital these days.
Okay.
Before it used to be the film, you had to carry like different rolls with you and you only had a certain amount. Now I can shoot anywhere from like 2,000, 3,000 photos and just switch out the SD cards.
As long as you have the batteries, right?
Yeah. That would be helpful.
That's good to have in your case. What's the most unique situation that you've ever ran into with like a bride and a groom and their family? Anything happen, Krystyna, that you like might have been challenging or something that you just kind of rolled with?
So there are a lot of different challenges that we come across. Sometimes there's family problems that come about before the wedding. So we make sure prior to that we speak to the bride and groom and, you know, maybe mom and dad are getting divorced and we have to do family photos separate or even the day of, sometimes makeup runs a little late and we have to rearrange the schedule to make sure we still get to the first look on time and the ceremony. We even had times where the rings were forgotten in the hotel room during the ceremony.
My goodness, really?
And so there are a bunch of different
So they
things.
just don't have that hand on top of a hand picture is what they're missing, or do you like cheat that later?
No, so like during the ceremony, they'll be like it happened one time where
Okay.
we were up at the altar and they were like, all right, time for the rings. And then the best man was like, rings.
Oh my goodness.
And then
Oh
we
my
realized
goodness.
that they left it at the hotel room next door. But wedding days are very chaotic.
they
There are
can be.
challenges that come from every different direction, but you just have to make sure that you're equipped to handle them properly.
I always think they're fun.
Yeah.
I really do. I enjoy it. I enjoy love. I love to witness all of it. It's so exciting. Now, do people still do albums? So are you taking digital pictures and making digital albums, or do people still print photos? What's your experience like right now at Marco?
So basically, we don't print proofs the way we once did, where it's like you get maybe 500 photos physically. Everything now is more shot digitally. So we make a digital album first and then print it out on spreads. So then
Interesting.
that way you get choice of design. You know, the couple can really customize it to their liking.
Lovely. It was really nice to meet both of you. Continued success. I'm happy for you, entrepreneurs. You know, I love it. So thank you very much for joining us. May all your weddings be beautiful, wonderful, and very photogenic.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Stay tuned for more. We hope that you enjoy us celebrating love and people's love stories, because I certainly enjoy it. Thanks for watching our wedding special, and be well. 1, 2, 3, smile. Joining us now is Navin, and his company is called Smile on 3. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good, Donna. How are you doing today?
Good. So you represent photo booths
Yes.
and DJ and lighting and all types of entertainment. I thought it was an interesting name for your company, Smile on 3, and then you explain the obvious, which is?
When I was a photo booth operator, I used to be taking the guests to take the photos, and I used to say all the time, 1, 2, 3, smile. It was my way of interacting with the guests. Now here I am using the phrase as a business.
Right, Smile on 3.
Smile on 3.
You have some big clients. You've worked on a lot of different projects as a lighting designer and a tech and gaming and sound. New York Auto Show, Super Bowl, Belmont Stakes. You even work with one of our sports teams here in New York, which is?
The New York Islanders.
There you go, the New York Islanders. So what is it that you're doing with them?
So I do photo booths for them. So when they have either private events or public events, where it's either at UBS Arena or offsite of UBS, we're providing the service for them to make sure these guys have a fun and memorable moment of the guests, Hall of Famers, players, when they have their private parties. We make sure we capture all the memories for them.
What's one of your favorite memories of a picture that you've taken in a photo booth with someone?
I've taken with a lot of celebrities.
Okay.
I think my best one was Vanessa Hudgens.
Really?
We did a private event for her. She came up with a new makeup, Sinful Colors, and we were there for that event. And she shocked us when she was there. She was very personality, very amazing to speak with, took pictures with us, enjoyed our
Nice.
photo booths. So we had a good time with her.
That's so nice. What's it like to be an entrepreneur in that space?
It's very challenging because you have a lot of people trying to get into the photo booth industry. But
Okay.
if you do it right, if you provide the right product, the right service, and the right equipment, it's a no-brainer. You're going to be on top no matter what. Because
And it actually prints on demand. So your booth, actually people are walking away with like a gifted item almost.
absolutely, they can email, text, print on the spot within seconds. The client get a digital copy of all the photos to keep. We also provide a custom template, so we can brand the photos to say their name, date, theme, colors. You tell us the good stuff. It's all included.
Is this, I guess, basically a must-have at every event now? People are almost like, they have to have it. It's like you have to have a wedding cake and you need a photo booth.
Absolutely agree, because I tell my clients all the time, you want people to remember your event. Especially if you're getting married, there's a once in a lifetime moment for them. You want people to remember it. How do they remember it? When you go back into their houses, days, weeks, years from now, you see your photo from your event on their refrigerator, their offices, and you say, wow, they remember my event. They're going to remember that for the rest of my life now because it's on there, it's not going away. Especially if it's a good quality photo too, they're going to keep it. And they're going to advertise it on social media to say, hey, I was at this wedding, I saw this cool product, cool photos. And it's going to be there forever, it's not going to go anywhere. Our goal is to make sure we provide a fun and memorable moment for all of our clients.
Lovely. And I hope I provided a fun and memorable moment for you. And it's
course.
Smile on 3, right? 1, 2, 3,
Smile.
smile.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more. We've been visiting with Navin, and we're going to be talking about weddings and all types of things coming up next. now is a very cool couple. It is Kryssy and Ken, and they are with Bombshell Graphics. Welcome to the show. How are you both?
Great.
Good.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
I shared with you that I started out as a graphic artist and a designer, went to art school, loved it. You are the first guest that I've ever had on that, does what you do. It's really fascinating. So what you're doing is you're taking a plain dance floor or a plain wall and you're transforming it into something else.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
What made you decide to start this, Ken? What was going on that made you say, you know what, there could be, a career in this?
Yeah. So in college, I started out by making small stickers for friends and around the campus, and I kind of turned that into more and more jobs. And I later found out my mother, who owns an event production company, started doing a lot of branding for bar mitzvahs, and paths kind of crossed. And I started helping her through that and kind of got into the event world. So been in the event world for the past 18 years.
So are these like low-tack graphics that you're putting up? Is it like a peel and stick, but you're able to remove it? Like, what is the technology behind it, Kryssy?
It's basically a low-tack vinyl,
Okay.
but it's thick, so you're not going to go through the floor typically. He's spent how many years looking for this vinyl that is like very specific so that it is removable and prints right. And he's done a ton of research.
And like the stiletto heel isn't gonna like you said, pierce through the dance floor and then you
Yeah.
have all the holes on the floor.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, our main goal is people hire us to come transform a room, so you walk into there and it's like you've never been in that building before, even though you may
Really?
have been in there, 100 times.
Wow, that's
And
so
then,
nice.
After the 4 or 5 hour event, we remove it all and it's all back to how it originally was.
Have you ever been able to like reuse something? Like, can you or once it's on, you have to like take it off and you can't
Yeah.
like color forms was a toy when I was a
Right.
kid. I used to just be able to like lift it up, place it
Yeah,
down, lift
a
it
lot
up,
of people
place it
ask
down,
us.
right?
Right.
Because I would want to take it home and I would want to put it up in my bedroom or something, right? I'd be like,
A lot of people ask that.
They do?
Because it's,
Yeah.
it's a sticker, so it's like all dirty on the bottom.
Oh, I
so
got
when
it.
we roll it up, we just...
understood. I got it. Yeah. But or maybe they should order two. One for the
Right.
one for the venue and
Or
one
we'll
for
do your
home.
kitchen floor.
Oh, you do your kitchen floor.
We literally did that. We had a Super Bowl party.
You did? I want to know all about that.
We have a ton of people come over, and
Right.
our whole kitchen floor, Kenny transforms into a football field. We wrap our dining room table. It's a football field. It's branded. It's whoever's in
wow.
it that year. It's really cool. So
Yeah.
Oh,
we take
that's nice.
our job home and we do it, and everyone is like amazed. I'm like, so we'll do your floors.
There you go. We'll do your floors. Well, that's fun. Just have like competing teams on either side where the
Yep.
goalposts are and
We
stuff.
set it up with the specific stadium it's at, and
Yeah, we made a snack stadium of foam board. So it had maybe 20 sections for chips and the field in the middle for dip. And then we had the cutouts of the quarterbacks around our house.
So you have a lot of
It was
fun.
really cool.
You have
Yeah.
a lot of fun together. It's wonderful that you're working together and you're able to be a team like this. You've been in multiple cities. It's not like you're just doing this here in Long Island. You travel. You go a lot of places. Sometimes what's I just want to ask you, what's one of the most unique things that you've ever put on a wall?
we've been on like MTV with the Jersey Shore for one of their weddings.
A lot of housewives stuff too.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just been so
Anything oversized? Anybody ever ask you for something that you're like, oh, we're going to have to figure this one out?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we kind of, that's how we've grown the business so large, is pretty much never say no
Okay.
to a customer. It's say yes now and figure out how to make it later. And then, that sort of becomes part of our, repertoire in the future that we could offer. So that is kind of how the basis of how we've grown.
Congratulations. I'm really happy to know both of you. It's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we've literally taken this past couple months. I mean, we can't say too much about the job because we
I
do sign
understand.
some NDAs, but
Right.
we've literally taken an entire venue and wrapped it like floor to ceiling, and like bars, backdrops, walls, floors, like everything.
it's immersive.
Totally
An immersive
transformed.
experience.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a lot of corporate or some weddings, but mostly corporate jobs, and it's so cool to see. It's like totally different. and then it comes off.
My daughter works in a similar industry. She's in Nashville, Tennessee, and she owns a company called Jawbreaker. And it's fun when you are able to be creative and take the tools. She doesn't do what you do, but I'm already thinking, I was like, I need to connect the guy. I need to connect you guys. I'm like,
I mean, we travel. We've gone to Miami and LA and all that. So if, it works out, we definitely travel.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. So corporate or weddings or private parties or any time you want to take your venue and transform it. Like we have this this brick motif, right? But every once in a while I was like, I don't know, what would it look like if it was just like washed stone or something?
Yeah.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We can literally do it.
Or like if I want to have a Halloween party, I'm gonna have like some really cool.
We have like cutouts.
Yeah.
And we do freestanding walls all the time.
You do?
So yeah, we've done a recent mitzvah. We did like a 50-foot freestanding wall, just continuous. It's crazy.
Lovely.
So we
or
could
the
literally do
floor
whatever
could look
you
like
need.
a graveyard, right? And like a crypt could be open. And you could see, right?
Yeah.
Am I talking your
That's
language
awesome.
now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite is like I want to do a dance floor where it looks like it's like a gaping hole into the earth, and I'm like that looks so cool. You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
great
we can do
stuff.
whatever. It's funny.
It's La Brea tar pit.
Yeah.
Willie Mammoth head
dancing
coming
in a
out looking at
hole.
you. Yeah. You guys are delightful. Congratulations on everything that you're doing. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Bombshell
This is
Graphics.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome to meet you too. Stay tuned for more. A lot of times in the show, we just do it for the fun of it. This is one of those times. And if you have a great creative suggestion that you want to mail in to us to see if Bombshell Graphics can take care of that, we'll see how it goes. I bet they're going to say yes to you because they always figure it out. Be well. Joining us now is Larry Hankin. Larry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you're calling in from Los Angeles. We're here in New York. I was so excited to find out that you would be coming on my show because I'm an artist just like you, and I think your artwork is outstanding. Most people think of you as an actor, but the fact that you're also an artist, at what age did you start creating artwork?
Frustration, nothing to do, boredom. I never had anything in mind ever. Ever. I was brought up in a very Martin-esque household. Nobody read, nobody went to the movies, nobody talked about art. It was just vapid. And so I had to just make up stuff in my room. So whatever, I had handy, and sometimes I'd climb out the window, and disappear for a couple hours and climb back in. I was on the second floor, but I could get down to the roof of the garage and then jump down and then climb back up later. Sometimes I do it at night, sometimes I do it in the afternoon. I just run away, but not very far, a couple of blocks, see what's going on, come back into the house, and nobody ever missed me. So my dad was missing most of the time, and when he was around, he'd hit me.
I'm sorry, Larry.
So when the only time I got out of the house really was when I went to college. They let me out of the house. So they sent me to. I volunteered to go to Syracuse because I thought, well, maybe I could be an artist. It seemed just like something to do. It wasn't like I want to be an artist and paint. I wasn't into colors or anything. No, it's just, it sounded easy. It sounded artists. They just hang around. And so I went, but I signed up. I didn't understand a lot of things. I'm dyslexic, so I didn't. And when you're a kid and you're dyslexic, and back when I was a kid, dyslexia wasn't even invented yet. Nobody knew what that was.
Well, Larry, I just want to ask you something because I find that fascinating what you just shared with the audience is that you're dyslexic, but yet you've been in over like 150 films and television shows and things of that nature. How did that work with scripts? Did you just have to try extra hard?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I've learned in life. I was going over this last night. Here's what I learned. Lying works. Okay? All right. And nobody will admit that. Lying is bad, is all they know. But lying works, or we wouldn't lie. It doesn't work. Why would you do it? Okay. So, in that framework, lying or something that's wrong doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's just wrong, but it works. And so dyslexia to me had no good or bad. And when they said you can go to Syracuse, which was out of the house, that was all I knew, away. And they couldn't touch me because it was upstate. So I signed up for industrial design, thinking design, art. No, industrial design is calculus and machinery. It's just the opposite of art. But because I was dyslexic, I went for design, industrial, I didn't know, design. And when I got to Syracuse, well, it was something to do. And I got A's, I was smart, but it took me a long time to decide. And when I graduated, they expected me to become, my parents, and also the school, just, sent me to, I guess, Ford as one of their outstanding students. But when they gave a tour of the Ford design department, which was really technical, calculus and machinery and how to put the mechanics of a car into the form that somebody made. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. So I just left. I mean, I graduated, but I said, don't come up. I'm not gonna go to graduation. Don't drive up from New York all the way upstate. But they came anyway, and I just went to a bar and got drunk and got into a fight.
Oh, Larry.
And didn't see my parents because I was beaten up really bad. I started the fight.
Larry.
It was just cliche after cliche after cliche.
I want to know about this too. You have a book that's called The Loopholes Dossier.
Well, that's the first one. I got a second one now.
What is that one? Let me see. Oh, congratulations.
This is really good. If you want to read a good, funny story about show business and making movies, this is the book right here.
Really?
It's called That Guy, and it's just all my parts. I didn't have anything to do, and I was making a lot of money. But see, dyslexia also interrupts your memory, your memory system. It doesn't destroy the memory, but it destroys how you form logic, one thing in front of another. It doesn't do it like that. It just takes stuff, and then it lets you marinate it for about a day. In other words, I will understand. Well, I've gotten better because there's workarounds, and you don't have to stay dyslexic. You can. So over the years, I've developed that. So it doesn't apply. But when I was acting, it did apply, and I didn't know how to do the workarounds. So after a while, I was getting so good that the parts got bigger. And as the parts got bigger, the dyslexia became more of an important block to memorization of long essays and speeches, So I had to drop out. So I dropped out and I started writing the book because I needed something to do. But I had enough money put away because I didn't know how to spend it. I didn't know anything. I still don't know anything about finance. So I just put it in a bank and figured, what the heck? And just went about my business ignoring it.
Well, you're in the business of, Larry, I would say that you have been in the business of consistently bringing joy to audiences, no matter what it is that you're up
Thank
to or how
God.
you did it. Yeah, you're a joy bringer. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show a little bit today, and good luck with your new book. But I got fired from a job, one of my first jobs, Larry, because I'm dyslexic with numbers, ones and sevens. I had a job.
Oh,
I had a
ooh.
job. I was ringing in. I was the cocktail waitress that night. I was ringing in drinks all night long, all night long. The next day they call me in and they're like, Donna, they're like, your receipts are all a mess, but we're not going to fire you because not one person that I served a drink to or rang them up wrong when I had ones and sevens complained. So I kept my job, but that was the moment that I realized that I had a little something. I had a little something. But you're awesome. I thank you for being here today. And so
Oh,
the
well,
book,
thank you very much for having
yeah,
me.
yeah, the book we can get anywhere, right? It's wherever the books are sold.
You can get this book anywhere, but it's really good. I
I'm
mean, you'll
excited.
enjoy it. Even if you don't like to read, you'll
Yeah.
laugh.
Now you'll laugh. I thank you so much. Happy journeys to you. Big
Thank
hugs,
you.
Larry.
Good luck with your
Thank you.
dyslexia.
What? What'd you say?
Good luck with your dyslexia.
Oh, thank you. And good luck to your dyslexia too. And may we all have happy journeys no matter how we see the world, right? Thanks again for joining us.
Right, just do your best. That's all.
Do our
It
best.
doesn't really matter what you do. Just do your best. That's all I do.
Thank you, Larry.
I just
Happy
try to do it
journeys.
good.
Bye. Mwah. Bye-bye. You guys, that's Larry Hankin. You know Larry Hankin. And it was so nice that he got to stop by. Happy journeys, everybody. Be well. Joining us now is Ash. How are you, Ash? How have you been?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So you're calling in from Tampa. It's great to have you here. So we got a chance to meet when I was down in Clearwater. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. You're very, very talented. What started your musical journey?
My family has always been very musical. You know, we had guitar players, piano players in our family, so it's kind of almost hereditary, I would say. My family has always introduced me to music since a young age. And it's almost like part of my culture, you know, like my culture is very musical. We love singing songs, having a great time dancing, anything related to rhythm, movement, music. That's us.
Now, going to school full time, right? And the summer's coming up. When did you find time to write songs and perform them?
So balancing school life with music is, it's obviously really hard because music and school takes up a majority of my life. I try to do it whenever I'm free, but I also have basketball going on in my life. But I try to do it whenever I have time to. And because music is my passion, I always grew up with it and I see myself ending life with it. And I always try to make time for music because I believe that's like my true passion, my true purpose. So whenever I'm really free, whenever I'm feeling creative, because I always come up with like different melodies or tunes, in the middle of class, or if I'm just sitting down, I always come up with melody or tunes. I would always like record it. So that's one way I would do it. Just like, in day-to-day moments, I would find, like rhythms and tunes, melodies, and I would record it on my phone. And once I get home, like I start writing this down on my computer, start making the melody, start coming up with lyrics, writing that down on paper. It's a whole like once I'm in my zone, when I'm making music, I'm in my zone and there's nothing really that could stop me. So that's kind of how I like manage the flow of music in school.
What are some of your top, pieces that you've done so far? How many songs are originals for you?
Originals, I would say about 8, including my older songs, but I have a new persona. So I have 2 songs on that. My favorite song is my latest song called Can You. That's where I feel like I figured out what type of music style I would want to go with for the rest of my life. It's almost like R&B, but rap and trap included. That's kind of where I figured out what I wanted to do in my musical career, where I would want to take it. And it's almost where I started to figure out where the music industry was. Because for me, as a kid, I wasn't really aware of how the music industry works and how the music career works. But I feel like after my song Can You, I gained a heightened sense of what I want to do with music. And that's why I love it so much, because I felt like it was me growing as a musician the most from what I've seen so far. And that's where I really found what I wanted to do.
Beautiful. Where do you find your fans now? Like, how are they engaging with you? Is it more on Instagram? Is it on Vimeo? Like, where do you like to pull your community together?
Honestly, I much rather promote my music physically and face to face. Social media, I use it too, because sometimes I would post on my social media stories. I drop my new songs. That's really fun. But in school, I'm mainly known for my music. And with the help of a few friends, promoting my music and stuff, I gained popularity through music in my school. That's where I would find most of my fans, everybody who goes to my school. But I try to influence my music through social media, because that's where I feel like I could reach a larger audience, since I already have reached the fans in my school. I like using social media stories, reels. My dad always likes to film for me so he could record little clips and, post them on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever. So that's how I kind of manage my fan base.
Well, I congratulate you. I thank you. It was nice to meet you in person. I enjoyed our conversation. I'll be coming back down to Tampa because now that we're on now that we're on WTOG, it's been wonderful. We're on Friday mornings there, so we're in different times in multiple different cities. But for whatever reason, Tampa's embracing me, and I'm embracing the sunshine right back. It's a joy. I know you're super talented. I enjoy your music. And if somebody wants to listen, where should they go?
On my Spotify account, I also am on Apple Music, all music platforms, All Star Ash. That's my artist name. Or you could search up my latest song, Can You. Check it out.
Absolutely going to. Happy journeys to you, Ash. It was great to have you once again.
All right, take care.
Be well,
Bye.
my new friend. Take care. Bye-bye. This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys.
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com. The proceeding was